Alright, so the first little guy is the Rudolph. Now this is out there in the World Wide Web, seen this one quite a few times. Lots of different people have made this one, so nothing new here, but I'll quickly show you that all I've done is use the chicken wire waffle cone image from the Pennant Parade stamp set, and now I've stamped my cardstock too small. No, I haven't. I just had it upside down. So all I have to do is punch out the crumb cake waffle cone stamped onto crumb cake cardstock. I don't know how well you can see that, but I have stamped it on there. This then just gets adhered to a early espresso curly pennant, like that. There's a little bit of boho blossom for his Rudolph's little fringe. Oh, that piece is a bit too bad. That's the piece I'm using now. Didn't mean to cut it. There's nothing wrong with altering it as we go. Beautiful. So just a little bit of fringe for Rudolph. You can leave that off if you want to. Goes on the top here, like that. Maybe if I zoom in a little tiny bit, you might be able to see better what I'm doing. That's better. Okay, move him off to the side. Then I've just got some wings cut from the two-step bird punch. I'm just going to put a bit of glue. They've been smudged around the edges with a little bit of crumb cake as well, not that you can really tell, but I have. Now, you can have Rudolph's ears however you like, but because I want to make it fit in my mini milk carton, I actually have to have my ears sloping up a little bit because it's a little bit cramped in the milk carton for Rudolph, so he's surprised reindeer. But that's okay. All we have to do then is give him some eyes. Oops. One. Usually 2 eyes would be good. Not too close together. Looks a bit weird if you put them too close together. And a nose. And when I'm doing this punch out stuff, I find that the two-way glue pen is my best friend. I really, really like using it. I just find it really easy to use. Now, white gel pen for a little bit of reflection in his eyes and on his nose. Voila. And the last thing to put on are some antlers. So we just overkill with the size of my antlers here, but that's okay. You can glue them on however you like. Down there, and a bit down there. So when we turn him back to the front, whoops, he loses his antler. Okay, let's put them on. Better. Okay, and then he just gets glued onto a piece of designer series paper. Now his this designer series paper pieces are cut to fit in your folder on your concertina. So there's Rudolph done. That's the first one. Okay, so the next one is the little girl. Now she's a little bit more demanding in time-wise, so hopefully this video won't go too long and you'll be able to see what's required. Okay, so basically what we've got is a Melon Mambo shirt punched out for her, stamped out for her, and then we just have to punch that out. Or if you don't have the punch, you can certainly just cut it out by hand. Okay, so that's her shirt done. Now for her skirt, I've just used the triple punch, the blossom bouquet one, and basically all I do is cut 3 little petals from a pink one, and then obviously this is punched only on the second layer, so before the layer that has little, what I call watermelon seeds, so it's punched out using this second one here, and it's the little inner circle that I've used. So white layer for the first layer of her skirt, like that. Pink layer underneath, like that. And then when you punch it out on the third layer, you get what I call watermelon seeds. And obviously I've punched a pink one out to get these little pink watermelon seeds, and I just add them as a little feature on her skirt. Okay, so she needs, I've obviously put her shirt a little bit too high there, but that's alright. Okay, so they go on there. Now to do her head is a one of the new small ovals that we've just got in Australia, and we put her head onto her body. Her hair is actually made, that's the vest of the owl punch, and then I've punched around it with the small oval. And so she doesn't look like a vampire, I just give her a home haircut and cut the middle piece out, so that looks a lot more socially acceptable. Put her hair on like that. Beautiful. And then 2 itty bitty flowers are used for the buns at the back of her hair. So there and there. Little buns, back of her hair, lovely. And then her eyes are, these are the dots out of the cupcake punch. So one, I've got pink on my glue stick now. 2 eyes, not again, try not to put them too close together. And then some little tiny dots out of the owl punch for the centers of her eyes. 1, 2, like that. Oops. Sticking down. Her mouth. This little piece of real red that I'm using for her mouth is actually a bit of scrap that comes from the scallop trim border punch. So the bits that are actually punched out, these little tiny bits that punch out when you're punching your border. I've just punched a bit of that with real red. So that gives you her mouth. And then her arms and her legs, these look a bit odd, but these are the little swirl scribble sizzlets. And all I do is stick these on for her arms, like, there's one arm, like that, and another arm on the other side, like that. These are a bit too long, you just chop them off. You need the extra bit. It's a bit of an arm on each side, like that, to the arms. And then her legs are just, again, more of these swirls. Did in the right place for legs, and her shoes are just a heart punch from the triple heart punch, the smallest one cut in half and then used as a shoe. She looks a bit messy when you do her fast, but I'm sure you will get the drift of what I'm doing. Okay, and the other leg maybe up like that, like she's running, skipping, I don't know. And a bit of glue for her other shoe. Face the shoes both the same direction, like that. And there you go, there's your little girl. I haven't stuck her last little spot on her dress because I've somehow managed to lose it. But here we go, found another one. There's one. Okay, so the last little spot on her. And then she just gets, now the back looks absolutely horrid, but that's okay. You can look at it as horrid as it wants at the back because we don't actually see that. So a bit of two-way glue pen all over those bits that we've stuck on. And then she just goes another little mounting piece that goes on a panel. And there she is. Okay, that's panel number 2. Our next one along is our ice cream cone. Very easy, also seen this in loads of places before. It's pretty easy to imagine that this waffle pattern stamped in more mustard makes a perfect waffle cone. So that's nothing surprising. It's done with the punched out with, again, with either your scissors or with the punch, or you can use a pair of scissors. So the waffle just goes on the base, and then I've just cut out 3 different ice cream scoop layers out of the cupcake builder punch. So I've got a bit of designer series paper, a bit of very vanilla that's been run through the dotty embossing folder, and I kind of like to tip them a little bit so they don't look too even, and then just a bit of pink pirouette on the top for my ice cream.